Hi there, I'm Miriam and welcome to Miriam's Manor. Today I have another Platinum member interview for you guys and it is a good one. I am interviewing Robin and he has so many goodies to share with us as well as some special tips and tricks that you guys will be able to see what he's doing in his village this year. So if you want to hear from him and learn from him on how to do things Robin style, stay tuned. Hello, everyone. This is Robin, and I know that you guys might not know his face. Some of you do, but you definitely have seen his work. Robin has been the one to help me with all of the Christmas Village contests pretty much since we started, right? You did the sheets for
What?
me in
Yeah.
the first year.
It's this will be our third year.
Third year, yes. So Robin makes all of the rules sheets and the category sheets that you guys see for the Christmas Village contest every year, as well as the trophies. So last year, he actually designed them, painted them, put them together, and sent them out to me so that I can ship them out to the winners. And they were just absolutely gorgeous. So now you all get to finally put a face with some of the work that you've seen and admired. So welcome, Robin.
Well, it's really nice to be here. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. So you also make custom figurines
Correct.
as well
That's
as the Limax carousel figurines. And for those of you guys who have not seen, I'll pop a picture up on the screen right now of the Limax carousel figurines. That Limax carousel does not come with figurines with riders on them. So Robin actually custom made some that fit and they're so super cute. So Robin, if people want to order some of those from you or talk to you about a custom order, where can they find you?
Well, they can find me at www.carouselpeople.com. Lowercase letters, carouselpeople.com. I am taking custom orders right now. We're getting kind of close to cutoff time, to be honest with you, because we've got so many back orders to do. But as you said, there's the figurine. Here's the latest batch that just came off the printer about 10 minutes ago before we started this.
Oh, wow.
And this is what they look like. They're little, it's kind of hard to see in the camera because they're all white.
Put your hand in the back of it and it'll make the image sharper.
No, not much.
There you go.
It's kind of hard to see because it is white and they're so tiny and so detailed. But
yes.
They're kind of hard to see, but they are scaled exclusively for the Limax Grand Carousel. I've had a number of people who've inquired through you to do some custom orders for people, and I've been able to do some of them for people, and then others have looked at the price and like, whoa, I didn't realize it was going to be that high. And then you got to explain to them that you're talking about a one-of-a-kind, one piece only, and that makes a big difference. And since you mentioned a few minutes ago, before we started this interview today, just to give you a heads up, here they come. These are the trophy tops. There we go. There they all are for this year's trophy. All of them have been just printed just now. They've been cured, and they are now ready for Robin to go and paint today.
They're beautiful. Thank you so very much. Y'all, please thank Robin because you wouldn't get trophies if it wasn't for I cannot do this whole thing by myself. We have such awesome members who really step up to the plate and help out with judging, with things like what Robin is doing. And it really does take a team to pull this off. My husband, who helps out tremendously with all of the downloading and sorting and everything. So I will be releasing a video very soon about the Christmas Village contest for this year, 2023. But I don't want to get too much into that because, Robin, we have so much to talk about because I know for what you sent me so far this year, all of the great things that you have done. I am not going to share because I know you're going to be entering the contest, but I want you to share what you feel comfortable with. But first, I want to ask you, how did you get started in Christmas villaging?
Well, Miriam, it really goes back to my before I was born. Both my parents were very much into Christmas. My father was raised on a farm. He was the second child of five siblings, and his parents didn't have any money. They were very poor. They were depending upon their farm to make their money, and so they always had a live tree. And what they did is the five sibling children made their own ornaments, hung them on the tree, and every year they also had a small win in a circle little Lionel train that their father had bought for them years before. And when I'm talking the 30s, 1930, and they had this one little Lionel black train had three cars, an engine, tender, and a caboose. That was it. And they ran around in a circle. Well, from that village, I have one or a couple of pieces left because they made their own houses. They made them out of cardboard because they didn't have any money. And what was so strange was back then, because there was no Lemax, there was no Department 56, there were also no figurines. It was all just houses and buildings that the train drove around. There were no people. It was an empty town that they made under the Christmas tree. This piece here that I'm picking up right now is a fence. This fence was what went around my father's Christmas tree. It is 90 years old.
Wow.
And I've kept it. And we used it after my dad had met my mom and they got married. And they had a total of three kids. I was the second child. I was the middle child. And that fence stayed in our Christmas Village building until the mid 90s. Because during the 80s, when I was a 6-7 years old child, my mom decided to expand upon the Christmas Village only. And she joined up into ceramics. And she decided to take a ceramics class. We were making molds with ceramic and stuff like that. And she made her own pieces. Molds. And she did what's called antiquing. And this one's got the date and her name is etched on the bottom of it. Now it's kind of hard to see. But it says my mom's initials, and this was made in 1980. And she does an antiquing style on their roof. So you see the detail in the roof and in the brick. And it's a very unique kind of a painting system. That's just one of her pieces. There's another piece that she had made, which I really dearly. She made about 24 pieces, and I have them all. My younger sister don't want them. She has her own set. It's a little covered bridge, and this is one of my favorite pieces that my mom made. And my parents have now passed away, and she made this in '79. My parents have passed away, and kind of like willed to Robin. Give it to Robin. I'm the artistic person. I'm the one who went to school for graphic design and stuff like that. So I took it and I ran with it. And I don't know. Oh God, I've got to show this piece. This is the piece I was looking for. My mom's church. And every year in this church, the lights go underneath. Kind of hard to see me back a little bit. We have, which have gotten decayed and rotten over the years, but we had the cellophane, the multicolored cellophane that went in the windows.
To look like stained glass.
Stained, exactly. We also put it at the top. It was so beautiful when we lit it up. It was just so pretty when we lit it up. And over the years,
detail that is in that piece is stunning. I mean, your mom made pieces that could rival any Department 56 or Lemax church that I've seen.
God, yeah, she was amazing at this.
Yeah.
And she was so proud of her village because when I would set it up under the tree for her, and of course, as my parents got older, they couldn't get under the tree, full-grown tree. So it was up to me. My younger sister, she was like involved in her own stuff, so she would just look at it and say, "That looks nice," and that was her thing. But it was a fun thing to do. It really truly was a fun thing to do, and I enjoyed doing it. And that tradition kept on going until the 90s. The full-grown tree stopped being used. And we went to a smaller 4-foot tree and put that in a planter that we had. Kind of brick planter was built beside our fireplace, and that's what we did for the next 30 years or more. And then I'm a teacher too by trade, and I also worked for 20 years in an advertising agency as a graphic designer and art director. Um, but during the pandemic, with me not being able to teach at my local college, I had nothing to do. I was going stir crazy, as I'm sure a lot of you were.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were stuck at home, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't do anything. Stores were closed. Business was terrible. So I went down into my basement and started pulling out all this old 1990 stuff that I had of villages.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to. YouTube was now big. Now you had YouTube, we had internet going on, and I decided to go on the internet to amuse myself. And I saw all these amazing, stunning villages by the Europeans.
Yes.
Couldn't believe it. And I was like, I would like to learn how to do this. But the thing that drew me back to looking at the Europeans was they showed you their completed village. But they didn't show you how they made it. Yeah. They wouldn't start from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of like, that doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I saw these completed villages, which were amazing to look at. And they still are. But they didn't show me what to do. So I started looking on the internet, and I found this lady in Arizona named Miriam Manor. And that was you, of course. And you were doing a tutorial on cutting and making a styrofoam mountain. And you were painting it. And you started throwing terms out there. Now, I'm an art guy. I've got a degree in design, computer animation, all that kind of stuff. I've got graphic design is what I do. I was an art director, for God's sake, for 20 years before I became a teacher. And I'm seeing you do things to this styrofoam mountain with a hot knife, and you're carving it. And then you're putting on something that I never heard of. Now, remember, I'm an art person. I've got a degree in art. So I knew how to paint with oils. I knew how to do watercolors. I knew how to do pottery work. I knew how to do sculpture. I knew how to do design. But Miriam throws a term at me that I never heard of. Blackwash. I'm like, what was the blackwash? And then I see her doing it with the acrylic paint. And I'm like, now what is that going to do? And then I saw the effect. And I saw you make the mountain, and I said, oh, I got to try this. So I went out to my local, either Home Depot, I believe, or Lowe's, bought some styrofoam, and came home and started hacking away at it with my kitchen knife. Didn't have a hot knife, a kitchen knife. And I hacked away at it. Now, what really turned me on about this whole deal was during the tutorial that you had done, you mentioned toward the end, if you have any questions at all, you can always email me, and you gave your email out. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to see something. So I went ahead, did my black wash, had my brown paint, and I painted the mountain, and I learned how to attach a waterfall with this thing called Water Effects from Woodland Scenics, which I bought through the internet. And I put it all together, and I took a picture of it, and I sent it to you. And I figured, you get so many emails, you're not going to respond to this email. There's no way. You responded within 24 hours. And I was like, good God, she did this. My Lord. And you were amazed at what I'd done, considering I'd never done this before. And you really built up my ego. And I said, I can do this. So I went ahead and made my first village with watching a lot of your tutorials over and over and over and over again. And I made my first village. And because we were in the middle of a pandemic, I wasn't teaching. I was stuck at home for 2 years. I couldn't teach on Zoom because of what I teach. I have to have computers at the college.
Yes.
And so I did a film with my cell phone of my village, uploaded it to all of my cousins and relatives who all lived in the same area. I'm from Southern Maryland. And they all received it around Christmas Eve. And a lot of these cousins I hadn't heard from 20 and 30 years. And we all live in the same area. All of a sudden, I'm getting all these responses. Oh, my God, Robin, your village is beautiful. Oh, my God, you got to keep this up and do this like as a Christmas card every year for all of us. Because we're the surviving members of the cousin. And I have one surviving aunt in my family who lives in Florida. And I sent it to her. And she just raved about the village. And I was just like, okay, I can do this. So
now, if I can interject.
The next year, you decided, hey, go ahead.
Because you guys, for those of you who did not see Robin's first village, he's downplaying what he actually did. His first village looked like most people like villaging after 5 to 10 years. It was absolutely stunning and amazing. Your layout, the the design, the pieces, like everything flowed so beautifully. And it did not look like a first year village, even though I know you had experience when you were younger, but you took a long break in between that time from the time you got started again. And it was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. I was shocked by how well it turned out. And I did it on a dining room table.
Yeah.
I didn't have a platform. I had a dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
I was hiding the cords by opening up the leaves in the table to drop the cords down to hide the cords, because I always hated the cords being seen.
Yes.
And you had wonderful ways of how to hide the cords through your. Then you saw me. That's when I finally said, I gotta buy this hot knife.
Yes.
From Hot Wire Foam Factory.
Yeah.
And I got that. And that's when I learned about etching the styrofoam and burying the cord. And I'm like, oh, I can do this. And then, of course, Miriam got me started on making a platform. The platform went from a dining room table to a 4x8. Now it's going to be bigger this year. I've already been working on it. And I'm having a ball. I'm having a ball doing this. I really do. And I enjoy watching your videos because I learned so much from looking at your video. And I'm always trying to not copy your style, but to tweak it so it becomes my style, but your design and your creation. Because the one thing I really, as I've done this over the years, and this is just my art background talking. When you see so many villages on the internet, you start seeing the same pieces being used.
Yes. Yeah.
And I want to get to a point where my village is unique and nobody has that piece because I made it.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why the figurines. When you introduced me to to Dave at eHobby Tools, and I'm waiting for an order to come in right now. It's supposed to be in my mail today. It hasn't come yet. I keep looking for it. He is such a sweet guy. Oh, Dave's he's a wonderful guy. He knows me now. And he is very helpful in guiding you.
Yes.
As to what you're trying to do. He really, truly is.
Yes, he is.
He's a very helpful customer service kind of a person.
Yes. And knowledgeable about Limax products.
Yes, totally.
Yes. Especially for those of you looking for like animated pieces, the carnival pieces, and he's got lots of great tips and tricks on how to take care of them. He's a really great resource so that if you're ordering from eHobby Tools, Dave is just such a great resource to be able to have in your back pocket.
Right. It really is. And I've gone that route with eHobby Tools, and occasionally I will, and I've got a few pieces here to show you that I'll get from Michaels, because Michaels does have a contract with Limax where they get some exclusive pieces that only they will be able to sell.
Yes.
So I'm always looking out for the discount, the deal, the bargain. And being a teacher, I get a 15% discount as it is. And then you put on top of that some of the coupons you get. That really begins to give you some savings. And the price of a Michaels product begins to drop down, sometimes equivalent to eHobby Tools or even lower.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you share with us this year, because you said you had some pieces to share. Do you have them handy that you could?
Yes, I do. I do have them handy. I'm looking at them right now, and I'm ready to show them to you. As I said earlier, I'm really trying to steer toward making my own stuff for my village. So my village is unique. Okay. I learned that from you. You always tell a story with your villages. Everyone. It's not just a bunch of, everything thrown on a table. And there's a train track running right beside the front door of a house. It doesn't make any sense. The people coming out of the house are going to get killed by the train. So you got to make a scene. You got to have what's called a neighborhood or a business district that makes sense.
Yes.
And when I was doing them before I learned about your stuff, that's what I was doing, throwing everything that I had. And I learned not to do that. Well, so this year, I'm telling my subscribers this now. In 2023, look out, because I'm making some of my own stuff. Okay, let's just show you a couple of pieces that I don't want to show too much because I'm still working on some surprise secrets.
Yeah.
But, here's one piece that I'm working on. In the springtime, you'll sometimes like to put hanging baskets outside that have flowers in them, and you get these metal black wire mesh baskets.
Yeah.
Here's my wire mesh basket. and
Mm.
I've repainted it in a copper color, and I've attached these gold stars on there, which I picked up from the lovely Hobby Lobby in my area. So instead of it being like this, which is what the basket would be, with the moths
Uh-huh.
and the flowers flying out, I turned it into what looks like a bit of a cage. And
Yes.
it is a cage because the cage is holding my circus, the lion tamer, and the cage just goes right on top like that. It's a ring circus.
That is
Now
gorgeous.
now to show a little bit more about this little device here that I've made. Let me put this up here. All
So,
circuses
Robin,
have like
you made that piece. So you made the figurines on that piece
yes, yes, yes.
and the lions?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
There he is. Okay. Now here's the ring. All circuses have a ring. Okay. There's the ring, and I put stars on them. Okay. Now, okay, because I've owned a 3D printer, you would say, okay, well, Robin made this in 3D. He designed it on his computer and he printed it. He's got some other skills that maybe I don't have.
uh-huh.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Not true. Uh-uh. This ring is the part of an embroidery hoop.
That is genius.
It's the centerpiece. That's a solid ring of an embroidery hoop.
That is genius.
And I just painted it because the outside ring has got that bolt. But the
Right.
centerpiece is a solid ring.
Completely solid. Yes.
And I just primed it and repainted it. And that's part of my circus.
That is awesome.
Now, the other piece I made of my circus part here, okay, here's my, I'm pulling up a couple of figures here. Here's my platform and my pedestal for my little lion to sit on, as a lion tamer is going to train him.
So cute.
This platform is nothing more than a cut down Jello cup that you find in the grocery store, inverted and sliced and painted.
That is awesome.
Okay, that was one piece that I was just showing you. Now, I'm going to show you my pride and joy, my new piece, which I really love. In my youth, my 20s and early 30s, I was a practicing professional magician. And I performed all over the area, different states. I did school shows, I did trade shows, 4th of July events, outdoors, stuff like that. And we had a ball. We had a fairly large magic show. I had two assistants work with me, and we did a lot of things. So I decided this year to add a magician and the magic act to my Christmas village. And I'm bringing it in for you to see right now. In the first place, let's pull out the star of the show. There he is, my master magician.
Oh my goodness.
Let me get over here. There we go. There he is, my little master magician. Okay. And no magician can be complete unless he has a stage to work on. And there's my stage right there. Okay. I'm trying to keep him kind of steady here. There he is. And now you look at this and you may think, oh my God, that's so complex what he made. It's all styrofoam. It's all styrofoam.
Wow.
I just lost one of my
See, you guys, now you see what I'm telling you? Because he acts like he doesn't produce greatness sometimes in the way he talks about things. And then he just pulls stuff out in front of you very like nonchalantly. Like it's not a big deal. That is stunning.
This is one of the illusions that we made. It's called the mismade girl illusion we had in our act. And what happens is a female assistant gets inside and she gets divided into 4 sections. And then you re-stack the boxes, and now her head could be down here, body could be, legs could be here, and the parts are all misplaced. So I had to make this up for the stage. I mean, you gotta have props on the stage for the magician,
right?
And of course, we also did this in our magic act. We produced birds. We had doves. Gotta have doves. Gotta have doves. And this is all styrofoam. Now the birds. I was very fortunate. I picked these up already pre-made from Hobby Lobby.
Okay.
But everything else I made. The stand is a little small dowel rod, and this is the styrofoam post. And then, of course, I made the balloons on the 3D printer.
And they're stunning.
Which is just regular flexible copper wire, and painted it. and then the gold balls are nothing but push pins from Target, and I just put it all together. It's all styrofoam. Yeah, that's all it is.
Oh my gosh.
The flooring. I don't know if you, yeah, the flooring. I 3D designed and created on my computer and printed it out in Photoshop.
Now, what did you use as an adhesive to attach that flooring to the styrofoam?
Ah, styro glue.
See, doesn't it work for everything? It is my.
Oh my God, Miriam, it is beautiful.
It's amazing.
Well, I just got my shipment in about 2 weeks ago of both the styro glue and the other type of glue. I'm going blank on it. But I got both the large bottles.
The foam coat.
Foam coat, yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't have the foam coat. I got the other glue. That's for the styrofoam. Comes in a large white bottle. I'm trying to think of what it's called. I should look. I'm seeing it on my work table. I can't remember the name of it.
I only have foam coat.
It's styro glue, and it's what's the other product that they make?
I only have the foam coat and the styro glue for adhesives. So maybe there's one that I haven't tried yet from there. Then.
Yeah, there is one more. There is one more type of glue that they use. Now you're right. The styro glue adheres quickly and fast.
Mm-hmm.
But the other glue has a little bit of work time. You can play with it before it adheres.
Yes. Yes.
It's like a white glue.
Yeah.
But it really works really well. Now when you did the demonstration on the foam coat,
I'm saying foam coat.
Like, what's this? I'm seeing
my gosh, Robin, I'm so sorry. I was saying foam coat. I have foam coat on the brain when I was doing the rocks. It's foam fusion.
That's it. I got foam fusion.
That's the white. I am tripping. Foam fusion is the other white glue.
I've got both. I've got the foam fusion and the styro glue, and I like both. I'm going back and forth.
Yes.
I especially like the foam fusion because of that little narrow tube. It can squeeze right out.
Yes. Yes. And that is really good.
And you don't get your hands all dirty.
Gluing pieces of styrofoam together that haven't been like painted or anything like that. Especially when you're building your layers. The foam fusion is really good for building layers of styrofoam. The styro glue is good to attach two finished pieces of styrofoam.
Mm-hmm.
But I find I have used that stuff on everything now, and it works on everything.
It does. It works. I
used it on so many different things.
I used it because, one of my pet peeves, big pet peeve, both with Lemax, Department 56, any of those people, big pet peeve of mine, is when they make a figurine to put into your village. Mm-hmm. They always put a base on it. And it's usually like a lumpy kind of either a snowy base or it's a base that looks like something that doesn't blend in with your sidewalk or your walkway that you're trying to make. Yeah. And sometimes, if you're really ambitious, you wind up painting the base to make it look like that. I don't do that. Robin, don't play that anymore. I went on Amazon and I found these clear plastic discs. Mm-hmm. And I was able to use the pliers and pull off very carefully the old base and stuck this clear base on there using foam fusion.
Or styro glue.
Or styro glue on the feet. And just this little plastic disc doesn't weigh anything, just sticks to it. And it just keeps it upright very nicely for me.
Wait a minute.
You don't see it because it's clear. And it blends.
Now, you took the bases off of your Lemax figurines with pliers? Is that what you said?
Very carefully. I used a hairdryer to heat them up. I used a hairdryer to heat it up. Then carefully with a jeweler's saw and a small pair of pliers that I get the smaller tools from Harbor Freight.
Okay.
And broke it apart. By warming it up, I was able to break it apart. And then if I had to restore something, I would fix it. Like if a leg broke off, I glue it back on, fix it, and then go from there. And then I would put these clear discs on it.
Wow.
So it conceals into the flooring of what I'm putting in.
Yes, absolutely. I actually got a little drill bit that I've been waiting for my husband to attach the Dremel saw that we have for me, so that I can begin to drill off. It's like a tiny little grout saw that you can cut the grout with. And so I've been waiting for him to attach it to the Dremel saw so that I can begin to start to do the same and shave off my bases and then just glue.
That's what I'm using with the Dremel.
But I was thinking of using the U-shaped pens that are called floral pens. There we go. I was going to use the styro goo to attach the floral pens to the bottom of the feet and then just push the floral pen directly into the styrofoam.
I like that idea. See, you and I think alike when it comes to doing something different.
We do.
And you always come up with something that I see you do, just like the recent video you did for us subscribers of using the foam coat from Hotwire Foam Factory.
Yes, with the rock.
You did with that water, for your water effect. And that was gorgeous. That was stunning. And when I saw you do that, I said, how simple can this be? Right? And here's Robin fooling with making a river. and I'm like, how am I going to paint this thing? How am I going to seal this stuff in? I could not buy enough realistic water from Woodland Scenics in order to cover this. It would cost me a fortune to make this river.
Yes.
And so I'm like, you know what? I like what Miriam did. I've got to look into this. So I haven't done it yet, but I got to call Pat and order this stuff. You know, I really do.
Yeah.
Get that in. But yeah.
I love the way that turned out. And that one was my test case that I did for you members, because I want to do that in my village this year I showed you what I'm going to be creating. So only the members have seen my mock-up of my village this year. The subscribers haven't seen it yet, but they'll see it as I build it along in the year. But my plans, you saw that big.
You always come up with something so unique and so different every year. Every year you come up with something so unique.
I'm excited for this year's village. Like if I can get it to turn out the way it is in my head, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Okay, you and I think alike. My plan is still in my head. I've got it kind of semi-sketched on a piece of paper. But to physically see it on a platform and start working with it and doing all the carving and everything else and not knowing how much am I going to tweak? How much can I do? What can I do? That's still a mystery right now.
Yes.
But I did, going on with that, I did, like I said earlier in the video that we're taking here, I love discounts.
Yeah.
I mean, prices of these merchandise has gone up so high.
Yes.
But there's always some piece that you always want to have, that you got to have. And my favorite piece that I wanted this year for my village, that I'm planning on putting in my village, is an exclusive from Michaels. So unfortunately, I couldn't get it from Hobby Tools because it was only going to be sold in Michaels. It came out about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I waited for the price to come down. Nice. So I had a 50% student discount, a 40% coupon discount, and $20 worth of rewards points to buy this piece that I'm going to show you right now, which is an exclusive from Michaels. And I love these type of buildings from Michaels. I love that they're using a lot of resin and they're using LEDs now. And I just love this piece. And I'm pulling it up. And I'm going to turn it on for you in a moment. There it is. It's the Holly Jolly Hotel.
It is stunning. That is beautiful.
And I'm going to flip the switch here in a moment.
And that is a really good size. Look at
it's huge.
The lights or the street lamps. They light.
Oh yeah, the street lights light up, and the lights are all lighting up back here on the side. Unfortunately, we can't see it as well as I'd like you to see it.
Oh, yep, I can see it right there now.
Okay.
Yep. You brought it in good.
Yeah, got some nice pen. It's a beautiful piece. Even the tree is lit up, and the inside the little windows are lit up. It's just a really stunning piece to see.
Oh gosh,
I'm really anxious to use this piece. But this is a Michaels exclusive.
Wow.
Now, the list price at Michaels was $139. I'm not going through any sales yet. Now, I don't work for Michaels, okay? Right now, they've got this stuff on sale at 30% off. And I know it's going to go down even further.
Mhm.
The other exclusive piece that I picked up this year from Michaels is this so cute. It's called the Cola Express.
Oh my gosh,
Cocoa
that's
Express.
so cute. And look at him in there with the little soda machine
Yeah,
or the hot chocolate machine. Oh my gosh, that's so
and the
cute.
LED lights up inside the interior of the building. Yeah, and
Which
you
is
also get two
awesome
little
because
figurines that stand.
not many of those light up on the inside, the ones that they've made in years past.
I have noticed that over this year especially, Michaels has finally gotten smart and started putting in the LED lights in these little kiosks like this,
Nice.
which is really great. So,
Really
Robin,
nice.
how can I light the interiors of my older little small villages,
Mhm.
kiosks that don't have any lights in them?
Yeah.
It's been done. I dealt with a company in Colorado
Mm-hmm.
called Evan Designs, EVAN Designs, and they specialize in miniature LED lighting for like doing dioramas for trains and houses and
Uh-huh.
dollhouses. And I contacted them and got the 5 millimeter size LED lights. And I bought the special drill tool that I need, which is kind of like a diamond tip drill from Amazon, to drill into the old kiosks and install the lights inside. And I
Nice.
could put 50 lights on one strand. So I
Wow.
got now so I can stretch them all out to be in different buildings, but all be in one plug. So
Nice.
yeah,
Now that's what I
I'm
was
really
going to
curious.
ask you.
Really,
Are those lights, do they come with like an outlet or do you have to hook it up and do the own wiring like you do for like model railroading?
when you buy the wiring, it comes already pre-wired with the lights, and at the end it has the connector for you to hook it up to a different outlet that they provide you with the socket for the wiring to go insert inside. You screw it up, you're done.
Okay.
Your husband could do one of these things in 5 minutes, and
Okay.
and you get like four, and each Mike, I got 5 millimeter LED lights, and they come in colors or white lights, whatever you want. I got a 4 pack, so I got 4 LED lights of 5 millimeter, and
Hmm.
each one of them has a length of about 3 feet on each one of the
Oh,
cords.
that's fantastic.
And then all 4 cords, then merge together as one cord, and that
Uh-huh.
then hooks up into one AC outlet, and you're done.
Nice. Oh, that's so good. You know, Joan, one of my other subscribers, Joan, she did the same thing this year. The little Johnny's hot chocolate. Do you know that one? It's a food truck.
Yes,
It's
the
got
food
a little
truck.
hot
Yes,
chocolate cup. She did
yeah.
that to hers and put she like highlighted the sign on it on the outside
Mm-hmm.
as well as the inside. Um, but I think she used the lights that were for model railroading and just did the same thing though and converted it and did all of that business. But it's so awesome that, you know what I love? Everyone is getting to the point in their villages who we've been like working together for like these past 3 years. Everyone is going
Mm-hmm.
to such another level of detailing what they already have and
Yes.
and making it what you really want it to be and
Mm-hmm.
not just like take not being afraid to take a piece and adjust it and not being afraid that oh like am I going to mess it up like you guys have got to a space where you trust your own work and your own ability to do it and then it comes out just amazing and then I'm like man I can try that too and then I feel encouraged to do it because I am not
Well,
like electrical inclined at all.
I'm not either, but I was able to do this when I
Mhm.
saw the video. They show you on like Evan Design shows you all these little how to do videos,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this, and I went that route. Now, going back to what you just said a few minutes ago, as far as altering an existing piece and changing it to be modernized, this goes back to eHobby Tools for this year. Due to my theme that I'm wanting to do, I wanted to add a few new pieces to my village that I'm also working on that I can't tell you. And because I wanted to be a surprise, I called up to Dave at eHobby Tools. Like I said, really nice guy. And I said, Dave, I'm looking at a piece that you got online from Lemax, and I would like to buy it. But I'm looking at what I see on the computer screen, and the color scheme of the exterior looks blah. Is it
Mm-hmm.
really looking like that, or is it more vibrant in color? Well, Dave was so nice that he went and grabbed the piece I was talking about while
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the phone, opened it up, and he's telling me, "Well, Robin, you're right. It is kind of like a blanc. It's not really red. It's kind of a cranberry looking color, and the white that's in it is not really white. It's kind of like a pale, dirty tan."
Okay.
And I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "That requires me to do a whole lot of repainting on this piece to get it to look like what I wanted it to be." And so I went in and bought the thing, and Dave sent it to me pretty quickly. It took me a week to paint it the way I wanted it to be. I had to put 3 coats of
Oh,
white alone on this piece,
wow.
and 3 coats of the red that I wanted it to be to get it to where I wanted it to be. But I finished it up about 4 or 5 days ago, and it'll go very well with what I'm doing for this year.
Nice.
So I'm happy with it. And
Nice.
and the other thing that is my biggest complaint, and I'm not really complaining. I do wish these companies like Limax and Department 56 would start. I know they're finally getting into diversity as far as their figurines goes. But how about the handicapped people?
Mm,
How about the people that are in wheelchairs?
yeah.
How about more of the aged or walk around with a cane?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or somebody's missing a limb. You know, they are out there,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to be seen too as well.
Yeah.
And I would love to see these companies branch off and start doing that more so. Now, I did make about 2 years ago for one of our subscribers. She wanted a figurine of former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama
Mm-hmm.
standing up and waving to the crowd for her Washington, D.C. villages she created.
Mm-hmm.
I made them for her.
And they're gorgeous. They came out
She
so
picked them up. She loved them. It's just like I made this. It's like I just got finished making this foursome for family in Arizona. That was a real challenge to do.
and they
And
look
I'm curious.
great.
And I'm curious to see how that turns out.
I have not yet painted them, but it's
Okay.
coming up so fast. So I have a business expo that I'm actually doing this Saturday for my Christmas Village bases that I sell on Etsy. I'm taking them to my church is actually hosting a expo.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And so I'm going to take
That's
a
wonderful.
bunch of inventory down there, but the setup for it, I have been prepping. I was supposed to start my village this week, but instead I've been prepping all week for this business expo and I'm almost done. I probably have I'm 80% done at this point with gathering all of my stuff that I need for it. I thought I was going to get to painting those figurines this week to release them next week, but now it'll be like 2 weeks out. But for those of you who are watching this today, in a few weeks, keep your eyes out for a video that I'm going to be posting of the figurines of me and my family. And Robin was the one who created those so that if you want something specialty done like that, that you can contact him and he can do that as well. You do have to send a ton of pictures though of like all sides, right?
Yeah, you got to. And that was a labor of love to do those for, because I wanted to do those 2 years ago. But hubby Dewan, who I'm dedicating my official sports hat on because he always wears a hat.
He does.
And he was the one that was always the holdup. Dewan didn't want a figurine of himself.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
but we finally convinced him to do this.
I think it's because he when we met you when we were out in Virginia and we had a subscriber meetup, I think there's just a different level of comfort when you can be face to face with someone.
I think that was it too. I totally believe that because we hit it off really well.
Yes.
And I hit it off so. Well, I know I hit it off with you. I had no problem with that. But I hit it off so well with Aaliyah and Dee.
Yes. Yeah.
And that Aaliyah, I always call her the princess because that's what she is. Because you're the queen.
Yes.
And she is adorable. And I'm also looking so forward to that book of hers. I am so excited about that.
I know. Me too. Me too. So did I tell you that we finally sent everything off to the publisher?
Yes, you did. Yes,
Oh,
you
okay. I
did.
couldn't remember if I told you or not. Yeah, so we sent everything off about 10 days ago. They're going to give us our first update. They contacted me yesterday saying they're going to give us our first update this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But from start to finish, we should be done in the next like 6 weeks. And it should be like officially published. So for those of you who don't know, because I don't think I made this announcement to the
That's
regular subscribers, I think I've only announced it to the members. My daughter wrote a children's chapter book, and it is such a cute story. So it's going to be released. I will definitely let you guys know when it is. I might even have her do a little reading of maybe like the first chapter in a video so you can hear what it's about. It's so good. And it's my baby girl's dream. And so we're happy as her parents to support her in helping her achieve this goal in her life because she wants to be an author. So, well, she is an author. She wrote a book and will be an official author very soon. So it's very exciting.
Don't forget to give credit to your hubby for doing the illustrations in the book too.
Oh, yes. Thank you. My husband did the illustrations, and they are exactly what my baby girl wanted. She was so specific with each picture and what she wanted in each picture. She wrote out a description for everyone. And she told her dad, Daddy, that's not it. Can you change this? Can you do? And my husband's like, you're just like your mom. It was funny, but it was so cute.
Well, I was planning on Miriam, hopefully during this interview, to wear my new MM T-shirt that I ordered from you,
Uh-huh.
and it's supposed to arrive today. But
Oh,
so I had to pull out the one that I made for
yeah,
myself as a
yeah,
subscriber to Miriam's Manor.
yeah.
And I got to tell you, you have been a godsend. You kept me going during the pandemic with your tutorials and everything else, your friendship, your response to people's emails. Um, I don't know where you find the time with everything you do. I really don't know. You know, with everything you've got to do with your job, taking care of the home, you got two children, they're being homeschooled, you got a hubby, uh, you're involved in your book club, your other organizations, you're a realtor, and then you're doing all your home decorating, you're doing YouTube videos, Etsy, everything. You're doing projects for people. I don't know where you find the time.
You know, I think that first of all, I always make time for the things that are important to me. And so my family and my kiddos are second in my life only behind God. And I definitely make the time when they are not in school to spend time with them, to be with them. And then everything else, everything that I do really involves people. And that's what I try to focus on because I believe that that's the heart of God is his children. And I love him. And as an extension of that, that's my focus is to focus on people and whatever I can do to make someone's life better, easier, have joy, whatever that is, whatever God is just putting in me to share is just what I give out. And so I really do try to always take the time for people first and my household first, and then everyone else after that.
Well, I know this will probably air later on, and I don't mean to sound like an advertisement for you, but if you're out there watching this video later on and you're thinking about subscribing to Miriam's channel, please do it. It's not just about Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, she goes into gardening, she goes into home decor. I don't know what she's planning on doing later on. Who knows this woman? She's a regular dynamo. But yeah, you can learn so much from this lady. I mean, really, I've known her now for 3 years. And like she said earlier, we met for the first time earlier this year in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I have been looking forward to meeting her for so daggone long because I was just a faceless person. I knew what she looked like, but she had no idea what I was.
Yes.
And it kind of connected for the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
As a working relationship. And I'm willing to do anything for this woman. I really truly am, because all she's got to do is ask. I will do it. I will totally do it. Like I
That's
said, I've got her T-shirt, new M&M T-shirt. It's supposed to be here today. I don't know where it is. I think it's coming UPS, which
it
hasn't
is.
come yet. Okay, but it looks great. The design looks great on the shirt. It's a great shirt. I wear my shirt when I'm working on my village.
Aw,
It's my inspiration. I'm getting vibes from you.
that's awesome.
Okay, Robin, do this. Don't do that. And it really helps. So I may have to order a second Miriam's Manor new T-shirt, because I'm sure, I know with me painting and sculpting and everything else, I'm going to dirty it up pretty quickly.
Yeah. I know. I saved 2 for myself. And I was thinking, man, I should have saved like 5, but I didn't want to take out so many from that size group because I was a medium and there was only like 10 mediums to begin with. So we've got 2 minutes left, Rob.
Okay, good.
The last question that I want to ask you
Okay.
today is, what is your favorite part of the Christmas Village process?
Oh, wow. The building. It's the building. You know, it's really the construction of the entire ordeal, because then when it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
And you could just enjoy it and watch it. But the actual construction of what you have achieved and what you built, that's the big thing. Do it so that it makes sense to you, that your village is telling a story, showing a scene, and not just a bunch of stuff all clammed together and doesn't make a bit of sense. You know, look at Miriam's videos on how to do that. Look at last year's video alone. Oh my gosh. That video of hers was so beautiful. Her garden scene, her business district, her neighborhood. That's what you got to do. That's the only way you're really going to achieve really what you're trying to achieve as far as Christmas Village building.
Well, thank you so, so, so much, Robin. I have had a blast talking to you. You know, we could just talk all day long and we still wouldn't have enough time.
I know.
But thank you for allowing me to interview you. Thank you for also sharing some of your beautiful pieces that you've made so far this year, as well as the ones that you've purchased. And I look forward to seeing your village. And I'm sure everyone else will, because for those who do know you and know your work, they know that yours is one that always stands out above the rest. And it is just, you always do such great work, and I can't wait to see what you're doing this year. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with Robin and I while we chatted about all things Christmas Village. So if you guys have any questions for me, as always, leave me a line in the comment section. And if you want to become a platinum member and be interviewed as well, you can click on the link in the description box of this video. It will take you to the join tab, and then you can see the packages that I offer. Now, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up for this video if you haven't done so already. Click the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on that notification bell, because you guys, I am getting ready to start my Christmas Village very soon for 2023, and you will be able to see every single video and be notified when I release a new one. So until I see you all again, stay safe, God bless you, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.